Next up on our 2025 CVC Fall Sports Media Day Tour is the Independence Blue Devils girls soccer team. We've got head coach Brian Les. Coach, thanks for joining us. Why don't you just give us a quick overview? What can we expect out of the Blue Devils this year?
Yeah, hey, thanks, Steve, for having us today. We had a little bit of a rough season last year. We didn't win that many games, but a lot of it was just we had trouble scoring. We lost a lot of games, 1-0, 2-0. But luckily, we brought most of our key players back, virtually all of our key players back. And I already see the girls hitting the ball harder and dribbling's a little crisper. We had a pretty good summer turnout. Numbers were pretty good for June and July. So I think we're going to be much improved this year. So I think we're going to do some good things. Hopefully, we can get some of that scoring punch going. And if we do that, we're going to win a bunch more games.
You bring back 4 all-conference players from last year. How much has it helped to have that kind of a core returning?
Yeah, it's always great because they know what to do. We had a lot of ninth graders, especially, getting a lot of time last year. So now they've seen, what it takes to play better or to play successfully at the high school level, because it's a lot different than, what they're used to. Even if you're a club player playing in the 8th grade, you're still playing against other 8th graders. As soon as you see that varsity field in ninth grade, all of a sudden you're playing against, 17 and 18-year-olds who just have, different speed and different size. And then we have a really good group of juniors that all played last year, and a lot of them played, for me for now 4 years, and they're all back. So, it's really nice, having a group that's played together for a while.
Tactically, without giving away any secrets, what do you try to do on each end?
Defensively, I teach that our job is just not to let them score. We're not always trying to just steal the ball or trying to slow them down. It's really hard to, score against a set defense. So that's kind of tactically what we look for in the defensive end. And then offensively, we're trying to look to string some passes together. And this year, what we just need to do is finish in that final third. Last year we could get some passes going, we could get the ball up, but then we didn't have the ability to kind of turn that ball once it gets into the offensive third into a shot. So this year we're looking to, hit that extra pass that leads to the shot.
Outstanding. All right, Coach, I'll come back to you after I talk with the girls.
Okay.
Let's start with Allie. Allie, for the folks at home, just introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
Hi, I'm Allie Bohr. I'm a senior this year, and I played defensive center mid and center defense.
Allie, last year you were a first-team all-conference performer. What did that mean to you, just to kind of get that recognition from the league?
Last year I worked probably harder than I have the first 2 years, so getting that recognition kind of was like I actually did it. My hard work paid off, so that was nice to hear.
What did you do in the off season to prepare for your senior year?
I showed up in the summer doing conditioning. I played club soccer in the winter and in the spring, so I've just been getting all the touches I can on the ball before the season starts.
Excellent. How much improvement do you think you've made?
I think I've made quite a bit of improvement. Mostly on the tactical side of it, just knowing where to go, where to put the ball, how to move it up the field, rather than just the speed and agility part of it.
When you look at this team, what kind of identity is forming? What do you think this team is going to be all about this year?
I think we're going to work really well together as a team as a whole. Everybody kind of gets along, and I think we're going to be able to move the ball up the field quickly and kind of connect the passes that our coach wants us to make, because I think our communication is strong.
Coach said last year scoring was really difficult. How different do you think it's going to be this year, and why?
I think we're going to have more of a stronger forward. I think we're going to be stronger in the offensive half of the field this year and be able to finish. We have a few freshmen and sophomores that I think are going to be able to finish for us and get those shots in the back of the net.
Give me a player on the team who you think is going to have a breakout year and tell us why.
Avery Becklum. This is her first year. She's a sophomore. And just from being at practices and stuff, she has the speed and she's been shooting really well and just kind of doing everything that coach is asking her to do. So I think she's going to have a really good year.
All right, last one for you. What are your goals individually and for your team?
My goal individually is to hopefully get a few goals, kind of help my team out, make sure everybody's communicating, and for the team, just win games.
Outstanding. Good luck to you this fall. All right, Samantha, on to you. Name, grade, and position.
Hi, I'm Samantha Haller. I'm going to be a senior, and I play center defender.
All right, so coming in senior year, how excited are you about this? Obviously you're going to be a senior. You got to be excited about that. You're going to graduate soon. But at the same time, every time you step on the field, you get closer to the end of your high school career. So kind of how are you feeling heading into this year?
I'm excited. I think we're gonna have a good team this year. It's like a very close team, good communicating and everything. So I'm just excited to get out there and play games.
What was your biggest area of improvement during the off season?
I think just my touch on the ball and my like knowledge on the field, playing club over the winter and spring as well, just got me to get in some extra touches and just keep going while off season.
Who are some of the other defenders and how is that unit gelling here in the preseason?
Well, Allie was back there. We have Rachel and some other people, and I think we're just very close this year, and I think it's going to be easy to communicate and just get the ball moving where it needs to go this year.
You're a senior. You've got to be a leader for the team. Define leadership from your perspective. What is it that you're trying to do to be a leader?
I think just getting, the team to be closer this year and getting, everyone's input on things just so the team could flow as one team. Especially just like out of games and out of practice just as a whole and on the field during games, I think would be very helpful this year.
Communication's really important on the defensive end of the field. What do you do as a defensive leader to make sure everyone's communicating and on the same page?
I think just, talking, reminding everyone that, you need to communicate just constantly, communicating with each other and talking through what we're going to do.
When you look at this team and going out every night and practicing or playing, athletes have a lot of superstitions and things like that. Is there something on this team that you guys do before a game, after a game, just to kind of get mentally prepared?
I think, we kind of like keep to ourselves, you can do whatever you need before a game, but I think just, talking before the game and, during halftime about what we need to do and get done for the game, I think helps.
Who is your breakout player and why?
I think Brooke Holdsnow, she puts in a lot of work, and I think, she's very skilled, and I think she's going to have a really good season this year. Just moving the ball around the field and hopefully scoring some goals too.
And give me your goals, individual and for your team.
I would really like to just help communicate and guide the team as a whole this year and keep us connected. And help get the ball up the field, and as a team, also just win some games and score some goals.
Outstanding. Good luck to you this fall. All right, Mary Ann, on to you. Name, grade, and position.
My name is Marianne Leroy. I'm a senior, and my position is center mid.
All right, so coming in, Mary Ann, senior year, what are you feeling?
I'm very excited. I'm always excited anytime soccer season comes around. I want to see the girls. I know they've worked so hard over the summer. I just want to see how we've all improved since last year.
You told us your position. You're a center mid, but what's your role? What is coach looking for you to do on the field?
I think for me, he's looking for the most communication to be able to move the ball around, control the field as much as I can, make sure we're getting all those passes and moving up the field as one.
How do you and your teammates work together to create some scoring opportunities?
We all work very well together. Communication has been something that continues to get stronger and stronger as we go on. So being able to communicate and move around the field and know where each other is.
How different is this year's team compared to last year's?
So the team members themselves are the same, but I think we've grown closer, definitely, and have a better idea of how each other plays so we can work with that and know each other's strengths.
Second team all conference last year. how satisfied were you with that?
I was really happy with that because I wasn't able to play for a good part of the season, but just to know that I put in enough work, well, not enough work, more than enough work to be able to get that recognition was really exciting for me because I did work as hard as I could when I was able to.
This is your fourth year on the varsity, I believe, correct? I remember you
Yes.
out there as a freshman. How different are you as a player compared to your freshman year compared to now?
From freshman year compared to now, I'm definitely a lot more confident. I'm not as afraid to talk or get a little physical if I need to. I really want to do whatever it takes to win. And yeah,
I was going to say that as a freshman when I interviewed you, you were so shy, and now you're speaking more confidently. So yeah, it's definitely visible to everybody. But all right, what part of your game are you focusing on improving the most this season?
I'm focusing on improving the most my passing, being able to see those open lanes and find the people who are open so we can move the ball up the field as efficiently as possible.
You've got a full season ahead of you left, but what's been the favorite moment so far of playing for Independence?
My favorite moment so hard. That is really difficult. Honestly, anytime getting to celebrate or be with the team, I love this team so much. The energy all around, all of the people, they're just great. So anytime I'm with them is my favorite.
All right, and who's your breakout player and why?
My breakout player, she had a really good season last year, but I think Alyssa Hajarski is going to have a breakout season this year. I've seen her build more confidence as the year has gone on over the summer and just more aware, more field knowledge, and so on.
All right, and last one for you is just your goals, individual and for your team.
My goals for individual, I want to become as strong of a player as possible this year and really be able to communicate effectively to all of my teammates and for the team itself. I just kind of want us to grow closer and really win some games, find that will to win the games. And yeah.
Outstanding. Well, good luck to you this fall. All right, Coach, back to you. You know, I do these interviews and I always ask the players for breakout players. Who's going to be a player that's going to have a big year? Most of the time, teams will say the same player, or you know, there's maybe one or two, but three different girls name three different players. Is that a sign of good things to come because there are so many players on the verge of breaking out?
Yeah. And we really had, like a lot of new players. 2 years ago, we had a ton of seniors, and it was, the team was really driven by three players. So last year we, you know, had a lot of open playing time. So a lot of freshmen came in and played. And I believe Sam said Brooke, and Brooke was a junior, but it was her first year on the team. And she hadn't played soccer since like sixth grade. And the same thing with, I believe, Allie said Avery. Avery's a sophomore, but she went to volleyball for a couple of years. So she's another one, she hasn't played soccer for a couple of years. But both girls were, quality players at the youth level. So it just takes some time to kind of relearn how to play soccer. It's not like you forget, but you just aren't quite there yet. And then same with Alyssa, freshman last year. So she should, build a lot from there. I usually see a pretty big jump between, those first 2 years on the team.
What's it going to take to turn some of those one-goal losses into wins this year?
Just that finishing touch. We just didn't have the play quality to turn a received pass into, I'm going to beat a player one-on-one and go to goal. So hopefully we can improve on that and get some of those. I'm in a 1v1 situation and I beat the player and now I'm scoring a goal. That's just what we didn't have last year. And, I think we can get that done this year.
All right. Last one for you is, what are your goals for the squad this season?
I don't make win and loss goals because, the schedule varies every year and it usually varies, in the quality of my own team. But I always go in, I want us to be able to compete every game. Last year, for the first half of the season, we didn't compete in a lot of games because we had so many new players and we were learning how to, play soccer. And we just kind of sometimes let other teams do what they wanted. So I would say we want to compete every game. And if we do that, it'll turn a lot of things into wins and losses, or turn a lot of losses into wins, I should say. But if there was a numerical goal, I would say just a positive goal differential in quality games, because, every game isn't the same. I would say a quality game is one that's, 2 or 3 goals either way. 3-0 win is still a quality game, So I would like to see a positive goal differential in those games, which means we'll probably end up winning more than we lose this year.
Outstanding. All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate you and the ladies taking some time out of your day to preview the season. I wish you the best of luck this fall.
All right. Thanks, Steve.